I just test drove the new Highlander Tesla Model 3 all-wheel drive for the first time, and it was amazing. Shout out to Grace at New England location. She answered a lot of my questions, but also, let me kind of experience and figure it out for myself. I've driven a couple Teslas in the past. I say very loosely and lightly because, if you ever drove it for your first time, there's just so much, you just don't even know what's going on. So the technology has just gotten so much greater in the past few years that, driving the latest and greatest was just insane. Blinkers are interesting. Their button presses are on the left-hand side. Volume is on the left. To do autopilot is the right steering wheel button. You click it while you're driving and it should take over. And this car had full self-driving. Man, that was insane. I made sure I had a couple things straightened out before I hit the big roads. But yeah, I initiated the full self-driving. I just went to a local supercharger where you had to take the highway, and it just took off, man. That's that exact reaction. It took off. It's detecting pedestrians, cars, lane changes. This is also at nighttime, a little bit of weather. It was insane, man. Like the song Jesus Take the Wheel, I seriously was just like that, man. And you're just sitting back in awe, just watching it. It was crazy. And super impressed, man. And then we were at a light to get onto an on-ramp onto the highway, and it was flawless. No herky jerk, all smooth, very precise cuts, good initiation, there's no hesitation. And yeah, it got me onto the highway. And unfortunately, that's when I learned about the autopilot lockout. Apparently there's cameras within the cabin, and it can detect if you're looking at the road, and that it detects you have two hands on the steering wheel. And I must have just been in awe with the navigation and one hand driving to where I didn't realize that I maybe wasn't paying attention, but I definitely was paying attention. I was just in awe. So I wasn't what's it called? 10 to 2, whatever. But so yeah, it locked me out, but then it just turned off my autopilot, and I was like, okay, I just took back over, and it said it'll reset once you come to a stop. And then it gave me a stern warning, once I eventually parked at the end of the test drive. But yeah, I was just cruising, man. It's fast, it has kick. An amazing thing that you get used to is you barely press the brakes, man. Your foot is just on the accelerator. That's it. It'll definitely take people who have no experience or intro to Tesla. I mean, dude, I feel like I'm pretty experienced by so much of the content I've been consuming about Teslas, the 20 to 50 hours of research that I've just poured into finding the best Tesla and technology. Even I was a little confused with the UI and the screen. So I can't wait to explore that more, figure out all the ins and outs. But pretty cozy, looks sleek and beautiful. Yeah, I'm so impressed. And Tesla's been my dream car ever since I learned about them and the concept in 2017. Yeah, I almost bought a brand new one in 2019, but I wanted a lot of advice on the decision, and a lot of people were like, go for it, man, dream car, dream car, dream car. But my brother's actually the one who talked me out of it. And he was like, dude, at the time, you know, 50,000, 60,000. He's like, man, that's like a down payment on a house. Funny, back then, definitely was. Or it was like half a house. But yeah, man, so he talked me out of it. And I think that was really good advice. I ended up getting like a used Honda Civic, and it was great. And yeah, I just feel so fortunate to be able to have done this. Tesla's such a great company. All I had to do was show my driver's license and confirm it on the app, and you know, very basic. It's just kind of like, go, you're good. You know, I didn't need someone next to me driving, so yeah. And I'm kind of blown away. Like, I'm still sitting in the parking lot just staring at Cybertrucks, Model Ys, Model 3s. And yeah, man, the experience, the company, the customer service so far has just been stellar. I'm not part of the club yet, but hopefully stay tuned and we'll see. But yeah, I'm blown away. I'm blown away. Looking at the trunk and the back seats, it was kind of like, it is a little cramped, you know, a little small, but I mean, dude, freaking the range and the speed and the incentives, the federal tax credit incentives, the in-state incentives that you get depending on your state, you're foolish to not buy new. Part of my research was looking up used Teslas, and you know, I'm very, I don't want to say frugal, but like, I want the most bang for my buck, right? So that's why Model S's and Model X's aren't really in the category or just in the picture for me. Yeah, they're super cool and super great features and practical and stuff like that, but paying $30,000 to $40,000 more than what you already have to, maybe even more? Absolutely not. So the power, the technology, the future that you receive for buying new right now is just unbeatable. Unbeatable. Yeah, so hypothetically speaking, if I were to purchase brand new right now for the state of Connecticut, in-state incentives, you know, tax relief, and the federal credit, which is $7,500. Sorry, going back to Connecticut, that one is up to $4,000, and I applied. I'm pretty sure I'm eligible. But yeah, $7,500 minus the price. Okay, minus $4,000. Okay, now we're at $11,500. Okay, military, prior military, minus $1,000. So we're at $12,500 right now. Minus $500 for using a referral code. We're at minus $13,000 right now to buy a brand new Tesla off the MSRP. Are you kidding me? You know, it's just insane. And I would say the only flaw and the only like bad thing is, I don't know, like what happens after 200,000 miles? What happens after 400,000 miles? You know, like once you get to those uncharted territories, or, you know, maybe people don't own the Tesla that long, then you have to face, you know, potential battery replacements and stuff like that. Now, word of mouth, I've heard, you know, battery replacements or partial around $8,000. Maybe chalk it up as 10. Who knows what it'll be like in the future? But come on, we're talking about 200,000, 300,000. When have you driven a car from new to that much? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's a lot of mileage. And if you ever got to that mileage, hats off to you, you know, like, but yeah, dude, that was just ridiculously fun. Oh, I didn't even get to talk about the start to finish, the punch, you know? Dude, it knocked me back in my seat. It locked up my seatbelt. You go fast. Now the all-wheel drive says it, you know, goes 0 to 60 in 4.2. I didn't even get to 60. I got to like 40ish. And I'm like, okay, let's slow down. Let's chill. But yeah, man. Now, I did look inside of the Model Ys and inside the Cybertruck, and it does make me think a little bit like, this is really roomy. Like, this is, you know, kind of worth, you know, having a little FOMO, fear of missing out. But you can't go wrong with any of them. And again, the technology is crazy. The sales folks were letting me know that full self-driving will soon be strictly like eye contact to road, and you'll no longer have to use, you know, your steering wheel and stuff. But, you know, who knows what that'll look like in the future. And, you know, if you're watching this and you're a previous Tesla owner, that's a really unfortunate thing. If you know any family, friends, people who've purchased Teslas in the past couple years, Tesla has recently raised their prices, I don't know, since like 2021 to like 2023. They like really inflated the prices of their Model Ys, Model 3s, Model X and S's, and it's like they haven't been able to find a good, valid retail price point, so they were just kind of feeling it out, and whatever, all this economic supply and demand stuff that they went through. Just unfortunately, a lot of Tesla owners purchased when the price was way too high, and of course they are just kind of shit out of luck because, you know, the bar for prices of Tesla or the worth is like really low right now. I wouldn't say like really low, but like it's affordable right now, when previously I feel like it was extremely luxurious or extremely out of budget. So those people have every right to be a little salty or, you know, feel some type of way about it. But I think right now the incentives that are going on, like, I don't know, these probably won't be here forever, but you're talking a minus $13,000 off the MSRP, off of incentives and referrals and, you know, federal tax credits. Like, it's, you know, I can go on and on, man. But I'm really impressed. It was really cool, and